Ushbu videoda IELTS va CEFRdan yiqilganlarning bahonalari va ularni qaytarmaslik sirlari haqida bo'lishamiz. Videodan foyda topsangiz, albatta boshqalar bilan ulashing.
Excuse number one, time. More than enough, I hear students telling me that they don't have enough time because they go to lyceum or school, or they have to go to institute or university. They don't have enough time. And I hear this excuses often. But I also hear some results when the students of school or these universities get 7.5. They have the same hours that you have, and they're getting such an immense score, like such a colossal score of like 7.5 or at least 6.5 at the same time studying. There are some students who are studying and working, and if you say you don't have time, if you think you can't, of course you are going to be right. You're going to have some kind of day completely engage it into this small amount of things that takes up the huge chunk of your day, and of course you're going to lose your day for that. If you don't plan, you won't have time. So you should understand that nobody else is responsible. You should ask yourself, who's responsible for your life? Who's responsible for your academic success? Who's responsible for your IELTS score? Then you will find that person that will be responsible for allocating time also. So I think you are the responsible person. You should not expect another person or some outside conditions to change for you. You should find the time yourself. You should just stop lying to yourself and plan your day. If you watch the two videos that I have, the one is called Study Plan and another one is called How to Study for IELTS while studying at school or university, you will understand all the details of how my students plan their day and how successfully they spend time for their university and at the same time for IELTS classes. Write everything down and stick to it. If you just watch this video, it will be an entertainment, like a cartoon or a music or a funny some kind of show. Watch it and use it. Use at least one of the ideas that I say. If it doesn't work, stop this, delete all of my videos and move on. Good luck. Excuse number two, I don't understand. Some of the students, when they start, they have time, but sometimes they don't understand how to do it, or they have questions. If you have such problem, there's only one solution. It is to ask it. If you don't ask it, I cannot look into your eyes and somehow magically, extrasensorily find your problem. You have to ask it. You can ask two kinds of people. You can ask the teacher, you can ask his successful students. Okay? That's it. This is my favorite. I cannot be so successful student. I can't have so much time because my mom, because my father, or because my dog, or because my neighbor, or universe, destiny, or I had a very rough childhood, or something like that. You are correct. You may have the worst situation in the world, but you should also understand nobody cares. I'm sorry to tell that nobody cares about your situation. You should understand that you have to grab this IELTS by the neck and squeeze everything that you can get out of the courses that I am providing you. I am providing you so many opportunities. I'm providing you 5 things. Number one, lessons. You have to be in the lessons 12 times a month, 3 times a week, 12 times a month. Next one, bonus classes. I'm providing you 26 bonus classes a month. So this means 12 lessons, 26 bonus lessons. It means 38 lessons a month. Nobody comes even close to my offering. You have 38 lessons a month that you can use and forget about your mom, your dad, your unfortunate childhood or something. Nobody cares. You should understand that. Nobody cares. So you should use the opportunities that I am providing, the lessons, bonus classes, the debates, the 52 exercises and the essay group on the Telegram and use it and squish everything. Nobody cares about it. Don't expect magic. Don't expect some specialists coming from foreign countries and solving the problems for you. Nobody cares. You can blame your mom, you can blame your age, anything. You can blame everything, but nobody cares. You should understand this is a sad, very sad reality, but you should understand that results and excuses never go along. Okay, you have to choose one: results or excuses. Okay, don't blame anybody. Just you should say, I am responsible for my future. I am responsible for my IELTS. Nobody else is responsible for it. Even though I may have a bad condition right now, until now, I have to change it myself. It's on only me. I'm the responsible for my future. That's it. This one is a little bit serious. Some students say that even though they had a good start, they had everything, they have time, they have no excuses, but they when they began, the material that I teach can be a little bit difficult. They may have never heard such courses, or they have never practiced it, or spent so much percentage of the lessons for the practice only. What I mean is, from the first minute to the 19th minute, I only practice. I give all the materials, theories to them in the first lesson, and in the class we only practice. Therefore, take one thing at a time. For example, let's say you just started and you're working on the grammar. Don't try to understand every grammar rules at first, okay? Try to understand everything one by one. Okay, for example, if you say, let's say you are working on the RCP, just say, I will learn the first letter, R, and dedicate like 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes for only R, relative clause. For example, or if you're working on reading or writing, it doesn't matter. Just always be doing only one task. Don't try to work on many things at the same time. Multitasking, it doesn't work. Doing many things at the same time doesn't work. Concentrate only one thing, and at the end of the exercise, just ask yourself, did I become better? Can I do these tasks at home myself and get better score? If yes, move on to the next one. If no, ask questions. As I said before, on the excuses of number 2, if you have anything to ask teacher or ask successful students. A little bit unpopular, but this sometimes happens when the student is doing quite okay on almost all the skills: listening, reading, writing, speaking. They begin to think that they're the best one. They have nothing else to do in the class or outside the class. For those students, I say there are 2 things that you can do always. It doesn't matter on what level you are. 1, working on the technique. Number 2, working on the speed. So if you think that, for example, on reading, let's say, all the question types well, and you're getting 35 out of 40 every time, or you know how to write essay, you're getting 7.5 essays every time, no problem, I congratulate you. But I would say concentrate. If you have a good technique, concentrate on a good speed, right? Try to do it as quickly as possible. If let's say you're getting 35 answers out of 40 from listening, from the reading and listening, try to get the same score but in shorter period of time. If, for example, in an essay you're taking 1 hour for task 1 and task 2 to get 7.5, try to limit the time to 50 minutes, okay, or 55 minutes to do this, to get the same results but in a shorter period of time. Okay, so work on a technique. If you're good at the technique, then work on a speed. Another course you have to study, like a math. Yeah, for example, this is number 6. Okay, excuse number 6 is I have another subject that I have to study. I don't have time. Again, no time, or maybe I'm trying to do 2 things at once, and again, I have no energy to do both. I understand you. When I was a student, I also had such situation. I can relate. I had to study math and English and Uzbek language to take the test for Uzbek universities. But what you can do is do 2 things actually. Like, first is, if you have more than 1 year I would suggest, if you, let's say you have two years because you are studying at the school on 10th form and you have 2 years left. Yeah, let's say 10th form and 11th form you have. So I would say take the first year to fully prepare your best preparation for IELTS, and take the test, because you know that the IELTS certificate lasts for 2 years, and you can take the test as quickly as possible and spend another 1 year for math or other subjects. But if you're pressed for the time, if you have only 1 year to study 2 or 3 subjects, then I say this one is a little bit difficult. But one of the rules that I use for my students is allocate your time and to study both subjects. If it's 3, try to study 3 subjects every day. Don't think that okay, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday I go to English class, and Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday I go to math class. It won't work, because you have so much to do after the classes. Also, you know, you will become so bored. As I said before, it's like a multitasking. You're thinking about too many things at the same time. So do everything every day. I know it's difficult. It's easy for me to say, but please understand, I did it myself, and I'm recommending this to all of my students. If you have 1 year, it's unfortunate, it's not easy, but it's better to plan your day to go to the English and math classes every day, but try to limit the lessons that you get every day. So for example, instead of going to 3 times a week to the math class and English class, go every day, but have only like a half hour, like 30 minutes, or you know, if you're working every 3 times a week 1 hour, try now working to 30 minutes every day. This way you have small flexible lessons, and homework will be less, but you're going to understand a lot more because you're not working so much. So try to do small things every day instead of working 3 times a week. Try to get the shortest hours by repeating it every day. This is one of the most popular excuses. I have no time, I have no fun time, I'm spending so much time for English and math and all these subjects, I don't have enough time for myself. Let's say I'm not going to bahonalas, or I'm not spending my time in the street or something like that. I'm not playing PlayStation. I understand you should have fun. You should enjoy the process. You should enjoy being and preparing for being a student. All right. So, but I suggest that you have a special time for that. You should always, have the rules and sometimes break it. What I mean is, try to watch my video again about how to prepare for IELTS while studying at the university and school. And if you watch this video, there's a point that try to study harsh, with a serious mind, but at the same time have small portions of fun time. Or for example, if you have to study for long hours, let's say you want to do heading and you want to prepare for reading and writing at the same time, in one day, but have a small 5-10 minute breaks where you just go outside and talk to a friend, do something fun, go shopping or something like this. Try to have small windows of free time where you do what you like you can watch some YouTube, or you can do some interesting things for yourself. And always have every day. It's better to have, not wait for Sunday to do some interesting stuff. It's better to do it every day, small amount of fun while being, while not using your mind for studying IELTS. I would say try to get up early and have a small, a running session, like a jogging, or watching your favorite, video in the morning or in the afternoon. Try to have small periods of time when you do your own things. Reward yourself after every small work. Try to reward yourself with a small, even it could be a candy, it could be calling your friend. Do something. Don't wait till Sunday. Okay, this is very important. If you have small winnings and small motivation every time after you do the hard work, this will become much more easier for you to relax and enjoy your process of preparing for IELTS.